ESPN. If there is a game 5 in either series, it will be on Tuesday. So a very short break if they go to the full 5. Connecticut has hit all 10 of its free throws this quarter. Minnesota just 2 for 2, just 2 attempts at the line in the 4th. Inside 3 minutes. Collier tries another pick and roll.
Great hedge by Alyssa Thomas. Listen, great defense, better offense. Nafisa Collier, oh goodness gracious.
Yeah, the execution is beautiful, but then when you have an athlete like that.
She is trying to pack him up tonight for sure.
And another block.
And on defense.
Oh my goodness. Collier, the defensive player of the year in the league. Asia Wilson had won it the last 2. See Asia coming up in the next game. Lynx Smith's turn to hit the 3 and looks over at Collier. He says that's a great assist, and well, you can see it. I mean, this team firing on all.
Well, folks, Nafisa Collier, if you don't know the name, you should know it by now, because she's put on an absolute clinic tonight on all sides of the floor, whether it's defending as the defensive player of the year, or it's scoring, or it is assisting. She's had a terrific, efficient game. 3rd playoff game with 20 points and 10 rebounds, 2nd most in Minnesota history.
And at 25 points and 10 rebounds, she's already done that twice in the playoffs.
And check this out. The Minnesota Lynx is like royalty, right, for a stretch when they won those 3 championships. But she's the only player to have 25 points and 10 rebounds in multiple playoff games.
And that's for a career. That's all time. That's incredible to me. And they, you know, in their 4 championship runs.
With all those Hall of Famers, wow.
Man. Thomas, some attention to her foot, but she seems okay. And Nafisa Collier, she's going to be MVP one day.
Oh, for sure.
And it takes someone as amazing as Asia Wilson to keep her from getting it.
But both of them are in their late 20s, 28, I believe, for both of them. Not sure when their birthdays are. There's lots of great basketball ahead.
Both of them teammates, winning gold medals on the U.S. Olympic team. Bree Jones. She's certainly done her part tonight offensively. 21 points now. But Connecticut just can't hold down this Minnesota offense. Deflected. Here's Carrington, almost lost it. Bonner going to take it all the way to the basket. Contact. Count the basket.
That's what you need. You're up against it now with about 80 seconds, or 80 seconds exactly to go in this ball game. The defense on the other end leads to this opportunity. The Sun pushed out of that steal. DeWanna Bonner, instead of settling for a 3, where the Sun have frankly struggled tonight, gets to the rim and has an opportunity for 3.
So Lynx Smith has just fouled out. This is the closest Minnesota has gotten this, or pardon me, Connecticut has gotten to Minnesota this quarter. Now down 8. Make it 7.
They've found, the Sun that is, have found some life offensively in the 3rd, but defensively, they've got to stay connected.
And then they just come down and break your heart.
And truly, that was a terrific defensive possession. It really was. But it was, again, just better offense by the Lynx.
The execution has been terrific all night. And the Minnesota Lynx, less than a minute away from taking a 2-games-to-1 lead in this best-of-5 semifinal series. Game 4 will be on Sunday. Hines Allen, who checked in for Smith, gets it over to Carlton. They need a shot. You know everything's working well.
It is pouring, raining offensively for the Minnesota Lynx.
They've gotten so many shots to fall at the end of the shot clock. Carrington with the follow, but it's going to be too little too late with just over 20 seconds left to go in the game. And one thing that Cheryl Reeve said to us before the game when we asked her about Napheesa Collier, first off, you never worry about Napheesa Collier.
Correct.
But she also admitted that finding her way in this series is big, and check.
Yeah. There's just a level of poise and maturity there. And I think we've had a chance to talk to these teams a bunch through the course of this series. And you could see it during the course of the regular season in terms of the way that Minnesota had gelled and the way that there was so much strength in numbers. You look at their bench statistics, their assist statistics, but it has really come to life in this particular series in my mind, especially after they lost game 1. As a team, and it is indicative of Napheesa Collier as their leader. I don't think I've seen them hang their head.
No, not at all. And you mentioned it earlier, even after losing that game 1, they weren't down on themselves. Sometimes Cheryl Reeve, like any coach, could be a little grumpy after you lose a game, but she was upbeat when we met with her, and it played out well. They won that game, and they've been in control in this one for just about the entire game. Let's go to Angel Gray.
Ladies, just going back on Cheryl Reeve and how she responded, that was definitely an identity thing for the team as well. When we were at their shoot-around, they huddled up right before they started. They looked at each other and said, let's go. We understand what we need to do. We have to execute. We have to hit shots, but we know who we are. This is a team that knows the foundation that they've laid early in the season.
It's great stuff. And it's so... I mean, we've all been around basketball for a long time, been on teams. It's really special when a team has a bunch of new pieces and you still are able to develop such strong chemistry and trust.
Now both teams have emptied their benches in the waning seconds, and Cheryl Reeve and Stephanie White, two coaches with great respect for each other, meet at midcourt. And the Minnesota Lynx shot 57% from the floor. They only hit 5 threes, but it didn't matter. Everything was clicking. The pick and roll game, you got Napheesa Collier being amazing. Alana Smith on defense. It was really a great show by the Lynx.
9 players in the scoring column. 16